Going on? What's going on? What's going on, you guys? What's happening? How you guys doing today? I am streaming live. Welcome to Recruiting 101. I just want to, um, oh man, I want to talk to you guys about a number of different things going on. The title, amen. The title is definitely recruiting 101 now is what now? Summer's over. What's next? What should I be doing next? Now that summer is over. What should I be doing now with my recruiting? Okay. So today we're going to talk a little bit about that social media recruiting, where social media recruiting is going right now. I mean, all of the recruiting is just pretty much on the internet. And so I want to kind of talk to you guys about that. Also, with California recruits, Arizona recruits, and Texas recruits, our new company. We have a brand new, social media package in which we are working with student athletes on just the social media side of recruiting. We're not doing anything. You're not going to be going in depth with phone calls and meeting with me every week, but we're going to help you in the process of your recruiting with that new package. So very excited today. Fix my seat here, get a little taller. To be able to talk to you guys more and more about to be able to talk to you guys more. See that about the whole recruiting process. So for those that are tuning in, welcome to Recruiting 101 with Dejon Jernigan, Director of Recruiting. What's good, Brother Todd? Director of Recruiting with California Recruits. So I'm truly excited about what's going on in the world of recruiting. But what now? So a lot of you guys, a lot of you parents that will tune in later, those that are watching now, you guys are going to see you have gone through the summer, you've done all of your camps. A lot of people call and say, John, what are they doing now? What's happening? My kids are trying to get recruited. What's happening now? What do we need to be doing? So I'm going to kind of give you an idea of what you should be doing in this recruiting process right now. Okay. You just came out of camp season. You're on dead period with your high school. You should have always continued to still be on social media 4 times a week, twice a day, still showing coaches interest. But for a lot of you that have been D1 or bust, I'm going to say this now, probably going to come back again in the mid-August, September, beginning of September, because a lot of the class of 2023, and I'm going to say, and 2024, what you should be doing at this particular point is you should still be showing that you're working out, you're training, following schools, but you should widen your selection of schools. Let me talk to 2023 students, athletes first. If you are a 2023 student athlete and you are coming up in this class and you went to 6, maybe 3, I'm going to start low. You went to 2, you went to 3, maybe 4, maybe 6 or 7 camps, and you did not get anything from those camps as an early offer. Next week, pull it up right now. I can pull it up on my phone. Next week, and I'm going to give you the date right now of when the period will open again for 1 week. Okay. It is next week, the 25th. So no, you have 2 weeks. We're still in dead period. The 25th through the 31st is the dead period is over. Coaches can then contact kids again. You have 1 more week in this summer, in the month of July, for coaches to get in contact with you. I know there is a Colorado State football camp and a Nevada camp in the late months of October. I think Nevada's camp is the 30th on Saturday. as well as Colorado State. If you have not heard from a Division I school at the end of this month, and I'm meaning heard from in a conversation that says, hey, because there's a lot of different jargon out there. So let me go with that first, right? The first jargon is we want to wait and see your first 3 games. We want to see mid-season, and then we may, you need to be direct, parents direct. What does that mean? After you see my first 3 games, are you going to then extend an offer, or what are we doing? Are you saying he's still on the board? What happens with a lot of people in recruiting is you guys listen to the coaches say, we want to see your first 3 games, and the kid and the parent holds on to that as if that's the gospel, and they're gonna offer after his first 3 games. Now, first 3 games, your kid comes out, has amazing 3 games, and then the coach says, oh yeah, we saw it, but we're waiting. Parents, widen your selection of schools. I said this in another place on Streets Take. I'm gonna say it from a recruiting perspective. If you just saw USC, and if you just saw, if you just saw USC and UCLA go into the Big Ten, what you have to understand is that now California recruiting has just went completely into other regions with at a higher rate of them getting guys from Iowa, Nebraska, and out of the Midwest with a coach in Lincoln Riley who recruited those areas already while at Oklahoma. So if you are a California student athlete and you're sitting back waiting for a USC, a UCLA, you have to understand they just took their recruiting out of California into another level. He gonna make me block him today, and he know he my brother. I love him. But you're gonna have to understand that recruiting is going into another way. It's going another way. So I would tell you the top 100 student athletes in California are going to be very, very coveted by those 2 schools, and then your top schools in the Arizonas, the Washingtons, the Oregons. By the time it gets down to the Mountain West, you're going to be looking at a whole different recruiting style. So what I'm telling you, student athletes that are in the class of 2023, if you're not talking to a Mountain West school right now, there's a difference in the way recruiting is about to happen for the West Coast. So you have to understand, you kids that are telling me and other recruiters that you don't want to leave the area, you want to kind of stay on the West Coast and you want to stay in California. Realize this, I say this to you guys all the time. There is only 11 schools on the West Coast right now, on the West Coast. In the California area, not West Coast, in California, you can be recruited by USC, UCLA, Cal, Stanford, Portland State, right? Portland State, USC, UCLA. This dude is throwing me off. I'm gonna get him today. USC, UCLA, Fresno State, San Jose State, Cal, Stanford, University of San Diego, Cal Poly, okay? Sac State, UC Davis, Lincoln University. You don't have any Division IIs, you don't have any NAIAs, and you have 6 Division III schools that don't give athletic scholarships. So you have to widen your recruiting. And if you haven't got anything at this particular point, I'm telling you as a parent, you are going to waste your time and you're going to get to signing day. There's 2. December's early signing day. This is where all these guys that are committing right now, they're trying to solidify their commitments before they play their senior year, that then changes the number of guys that they're going to recruit, right? Then you're going to get to February recruit. And if you go past February, you can look at it, and I'll look right now because I haven't looked in a couple of days. All this time, the transfer portal is being filled up with new guys. So at the end of the day, if you're in that boat, the portal is growing daily. And so what you guys want to make sure you do, you want to make sure that you are putting yourself in the position to play at the next level. Okay. All right. You want to put yourself in a position to play at the next level. And I didn't say Division I, Division II, Division III, NAIA. I used the term next level. Play at the next level, get some money for college, earn your degree, play football at a college level, and let the chips fall where they may, and wherever God showed you he was going to put you, go be there. But at the end of the day, let's look at the transfer portal since July 1st. The new portal already, my God, the new portal, it still has all the old numbers in it. So 7,000 guys in the portal right now. The new numbers was supposed to change. It turned over July 1st. So we should look at the latest in the portal as of now. So yeah. So right now, already in the month of July, July 1st, there's already 200 guys in the portal already. So those 200 kids are who your high school seniors, 2023, these are the guys that you're being recruited against. 200 guys that have already played or went to a Division I school and are looking for new ones. And so they're mixed into that gumbo of high school, junior college, portal guys. And if you're sitting back going, I'm waiting on a D1, I'm waiting on a D1, you're putting yourself in a really tough position. So I want to say to you right now, what you need to do, now that summer is over, you need to reevaluate your recruiting. You need to reevaluate the schools that you have targeted as. And this is why using the service is very, very good for you, is that what we do is we're going to help you reevaluate that recruiting. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to say, oh, it's like you're downing my kid. He's not D1. I'm telling you what the numbers are. I'm telling you what the reality of what the sport is doing right now. For a lot of you parents that still think that it's high school, good old Friday night, and they're going to see, I had a parent say the other day, what my son scores 10 touchdowns. Doesn't matter about 10 touchdowns. Doesn't matter about your stats. You better look at the area you're in. You got to look at what you've been doing, what you have not been doing, what kind of, what film you got out there, what film you don't. Because a lot of these guys are not talking to your son. There's not a lot of stuff out there. You said a lot of position coaches doesn't have the pull like they seen that they were in the 3 games come in. Yeah, but that's just jargon, Travell. Position coaches make that statement because they don't like telling kids we're really not recruiting you, man. You know, and if they would just tell the kid that, then it would be easier to transition that kid from Division I AA or 1 to Division II to start looking at what would be more his speed. Guys don't want to do that. Guys don't want to tell kids, hey, man, you're not D1. You're just not a D1 guy. We're not looking at guys like you, guys that go to our school. I remember going to a Nike camp, and a guy told me, he was like, his body, you guys like him, but he can't play in the Pac-12. And I went, why? He was like, his body, he just doesn't have the frame that we're looking for at USC. This was a USC coach at the time. And I went, whoa, okay. And then when I went to the camp, I went right to the camp and I looked at this structure of these guys. I walked up to a guy who looked like a DN to me because I'm so used to seeing high school defensive ends. I said, man, you play DN? He was like, man, I'm a receiver, a wide receiver. He was huge. So the receiver that I thought was big for high school is only big for high school. He's not big for Division I Pac-12 ball, then think about the receiver or the next guy at Alabama or in the SEC or in a different or the Big Ten. USC now, so parents will understand, they're recruiting for the Big Ten. The Big Ten is in the Midwest. Most of those schools have been Midwest all the way east, right? Penn State, Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, Minnesota, Iowa, Cornfed. So you think that they're going to go, a guy that you think is a big time lineman here, to them, he may be third tier on their board because they got a guy that's big corn-fed dude out of Nebraska that they're going to recruit, because now they're going to be playing against those type of guys. So recruiting is going to switch. It's going to change. So you have to understand that. And it has changed. It's changed a tremendous amount. My people that are here in Bakersfield, I would tell you right now, 4 of the top quarterbacks in our quote unquote area last year, 4 of them, I won't name them. I'm not trying to down any of them. All 4 of them are playing junior college football. One went to state, one, all of them went to the playoffs. They had tremendous years, tremendous numbers. All 4 had a desire to play at the next level. Probably all 4 could have played NAIA football. They want to play Division I. They all 4 are fighting for a position at the local junior college. 4 quarterbacks. There's a 5th one here, a bounce back from Fresno State. He's back. 5 guys locally that put up tremendous numbers that are all going to JC. If you don't see and you go, well, I don't think that's going to be my kid, then okay, let the chips fall where they may. The numbers don't lie. The recruiting doesn't lie. My area, again, your kids are not playing on a level playing ground. For the most part, everybody down south is playing whole back football. So your 9th grader is that you think is a 9th grader is probably a 10th grader or should be an 11th grader. And so you're playing freshman football. He's playing varsity football. He has varsity film. He's getting recruited at a different level. When somebody talked to you about holding your kid back another year to get bigger, stronger, faster, to kind of level the playing field, you said no, but understand that's what you're getting recruited against, right? And so you have to, hey, Chris, so that's what you have to understand. That's in the game for you and your kid. I want to talk about lower levels. You guys that are going into high school as 9th graders, if you are not working with a service and working on we have a new social media package. And if you're not just doing, and I'm going to show you guys again, there's a company website. I am with it. It is moving. It is owned by, I think it is a partner with 24/7 Sports. There are some new algorithms that are being worked on with your kid, for recruiting for your kid. Every kid has an actual number of NIL, name, image, and likeness. A lot of people say, well, what is that? I don't even know how that works. That is trickling into recruiting now. And if you don't understand what that is, and you just think, well, the coaches are going to come by and, oh, he goes to Liberty and they win games and coach so-and-so says he's going to call coaches and this is going to happen. Okay, go right ahead. But I'm telling you right now, if you're not doing some of these steps, your kid's name is not out there. Okay, it's not going to happen. And so some of the things that we do, I'm going to share my screen with you again, kind of share with you what's out there, name, image, and likeness, what you need to be doing right now on the social media side. And I've done this a couple of times, the last few shows that I've done to try to help parents understand how this thing is going. There's a new company out there right now, okay? And that new company is called On3. And On3 Recruiting, okay? On3 Recruiting will have the 3 things that you have to have. Look at it. It goes right back to where I was. 3 things that you have to raise your stock, not only NIL, but as a recruit. If you are not raising your stock on these 3 levels, this is Grant Bucky. He's already committed to USC. He just committed, okay? This is his recruiting. It tells you his interest and what's going on. Parents also, when you're not going to camps, when you let coaches tell you, oh, you don't need to do that. Well, I'm just telling you, this is not just because it's Grant Bucky, his size and brother playing, and he played, dad played in the NFL. This is recruiting on the level it's on right now. And anybody that's not going to be in this part of recruiting and doing what they're doing, they're missing the boat. So this just kind of gives you his player breakdown. This is his recruiting. This kind of tells you schools that were recruiting him, kind of where they were percentage-wise in their prediction. USC, obviously, he chose it. This is just going to give you his scouting, gives you his junior year highlight. This is for coaches when they come. Here's the big one. This is what his NIL numbers went up last week. It was at like 12,000. He's at 16K now. Okay. It's gone up by 3,000. Yeah. So he was at right at about 13 or, right at 12 something. He went up to 16. Why? These three media things. So this is how it works. They look at these three: TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. What is your following? So what we've done is we've created a package where we're going to help build your TikTok, your Instagram, and your Twitter. Your following will help drive your NIL worth of your student athlete. And this doesn't mean you don't have an NIL worth at every level. For a lot of people who don't understand, the NAIA started the NIL before there was one in Division I. NAIA schools have always been able to get money as a name, image, and likeness. You build that. We help build that from your t-shirts, your logo, your hats, everything through California Recruits. This is called the social media package. If you want to know more about it, we'll help you. Your kid should have a logo and t-shirts and all that stuff, and building his brand right now as an incoming ninth grader to all the way up until the time they leave as a part of their recruiting process, because your social media impacts your NIL, valuation, right? Your value. So that's what this whole deal is about. As we go, as we look into that, we can go back to here, but it tells you how it works. It works in these three areas: your social media, your athletic performance, and endorsements and collectives. It just kind of gives you, how endorsement and collectives impact your valuation. But the main part is your social media and what you're doing on the field. And this is just kind of how it's going up. If you want to see, this is where he was when he committed. It shot up by $3,000 because he committed to USC. So there's a bigger value now. And then whatever he does, if we look at his social media following right here, you guys can see that his social media following. He has 10K on Instagram. He probably got another, it was up 23% once he committed. And then he only has 1,000 followers on Twitter. What he doesn't have is a TikTok. If he added TikTok, his money would go up. What does that mean? His recruiting value to those colleges and himself and what you're doing. And so when I'm telling you, parents, is that this recruiting thing is not what you think it is or what you thought it was from when dad is talking to me now, like, well, when I went to BC, I just went there and then I transferred. It's not that anymore. I can tell you that right now. It's not that anymore. It ain't the same. They didn't even have this. They weren't even looking at your value of what you were doing, right? They looked at it. And yeah, can a guy get out, JC? Yeah, but he better be a bad dude. Kudos to my nephew, Jalen Smith, for getting out and getting to University of Hawaii, going to University of Hawaii after one semester at BC, but did what he needed to do in the classroom, was a qualifier coming out. There's a lot of factors that have to go into play if you're going to leave the JC ranks. And then what are you doing? What are your kids doing on social media? Like during the dead period? Are they filming? Are they showing the thing? Are they doing the things that they need to do? Do you have a logo already? Do you have a hat? Do you have a cup or something that you can start marketing and selling right now? Because as I teach the kids, you are your brand. And if you are your brand and you're not branding yourself by putting stuff out, then you don't have any recruiting value. That's what's going to start happening. Coaches are going to say, well, coach, when they sit down with the head coach, they're going to sit down with that coach and say, hey, coach, he's worth, his stock is here. Recruiting wise, he can play. This is how many people he's going to put in the seats. That's what it's not college football anymore. It's semi-pro professional ball, and that's just what it is. And so we have to understand that. And it doesn't happen your senior year, your junior year. It happens on what you do from the time you step into high school football, whether ninth grade, freshman, and then hopefully by sophomore year, your goal is that you're going to play varsity football and play 3 years of varsity and have 3 years of varsity film. So that essentially, guys, is kind of where that deal is with that particular company. But they are the driving force now in what people and how people are finding out about student athletes and where the value is, right? And where the value is on a player. If you don't, Travell, if you're still on here, LeBron, wherever he goes right now, he needs to have a shirt. He needs to have a logo. His name is LeBron Jackson. He has LBJ just like LeBron James. I wouldn't, it doesn't matter if people thought they were Bronny James stuff. At the end of the day, I'm gonna make sure my logo is my logo, but it's got that same a little twist because it could yield a financial value to LeBron. Okay. And so again, as parents, I'm talking to parents, please don't wait. Don't wait to sit back and say, oh, well, we've got time. You don't. You don't. Nobody, a lot of people didn't know Archie Manning had another grandson. He's got grandkids coming. So that quarterback's he got another cousin or two that's coming that's probably going to be a quarterback and go play. And so that kid's going to get recruited. Recruiting does not start in the year you go to your senior year or your junior year. It starts from the time you walk through the door of a high school. And I'm going to say now, it starts in the 8th grade. It doesn't start 7th and 8th grade. Talking to my partner this morning, I think he's on here. And we talk about, if you're waiting past the 7th grade, you're late. You're late. If you're getting into high school and you're trying to figure it out, you're late. You need to understand this is how this thing is working. Guys, when I go to that, and I just got to go back. I got to go back to it. When I go to this right here, this is scary to tell me where recruiting is going for student athletes. This is absolutely crazy. I mean, I can look at guys right now in my area, like, Tybo Rogers is probably one of the best, and there he is right there, one of the best kids in our area. Committed to Washington already. A lot of people thought USC. When you look at that, you look at his NIL value. He's up, man. I just talked to his dad Saturday. He's up by, man. He was at 12. Look at where he was. Look, he was at like 12,000 in just a couple of days, weeks. He's already went up to 22,000 in his stock based upon, guess what he did? He went and got a TikTok, 269 followers. He's up by 17% on Instagram. Followers up on Twitter. So 6,000 followers. He's at 22. All he got to do is keep building that, and that's what he's going to be. His post value per post, every time he posts, it's worth $270. He needs to just keep posting and keep posting videos and keep doing this. This is on the NIL side, but it's the same with the coaching side. So if you don't understand that, that's what our social media package will help you parents with. I'm open for questions for guys that are on here right now that may want to ask questions about it. If you're going to ask questions, you can definitely put them in the feed. If you want to contact CA Recruits, California Recruits, definitely we are here to help you with the process and, kind of go through this whole thing with you. I'm just, kind of telling you guys right now, this is where it's going. Our social media package is very much affordable. It's a 4-year plan. It's not a 1-year plan. It's a 4-year plan to help build up your market. I just did it myself. I was on TikTok. I will tell you my numbers. I'm not a big Instagram guy. My Instagram numbers they suck. I have 276 followers. I only post on Instagram 130 times. But my numbers on Twitter, when I look at my Twitter numbers, I have 1,600 followers and doing well. And then on TikTok, in a matter of 2.5 months, on TikTok, I boosted my TikTok followers to 1,536 people by doing it, just so I could see how this thing works. It works by posting. It works by doing what you need to do. And when you don't know that, you don't understand. Coaches are following you from different areas. They're sharing this information in recruiting meetings that this kid is going to be valuable. You have to valuable to our program because he can bring this type of stuff. People to the stadium. He can bring coaches. He can bring fans. The people are going to buy the jerseys. The people are going to want to watch. So it's as a whole, and it's as a whole in every division, not just Division 1, but Division 2, Division 3. Your NAIA, your NIL numbers can mean a lot to you, and we want to help you that with the graphic design of your logo as well as your. So there's a few things that we will do, and I'll tell you about it. We'll help you design your logo. We'll tell you how many times you need to be posting. And then we create a show. One of my kids, beautiful kid, Owen Carey's at University of Colorado, playing football. He did exactly what I told him to do. His stock went through the roof, not only because he was at Modern Day, but he did all the right things to help build his brand. Now in the position as a freshman to play as a freshman at University of Colorado. He did what we call a day in the life of Owen. Put his camera on. These kids got this phone. He created his own reality show. Every day he gets up. Hey, what's up, Owen? So what I'm doing today? I'm going to the gym. I'm boom, 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 boom. And this is what I'm doing. Hanging out with the girl. People start following. His numbers went through the roof. So there's a lot of different things that we can do to help build your NIL numbers. And so it's bigger than just recruiting now. It's more than just recruiting because you play on the field. It's a whole lot of other factors that go in with it. Going to the right camps, getting the right guidance. And so with California Recruits, that's what we can do. And I can tell you guys again, I'm going to go back to reevaluating your recruiting. As you have come out of the summer, if you do not and have not done this, reevaluated your recruiting and put yourself in the right position with the right schools, come December and February, you're going to have a really, really a lot of kids with hurt feelings because you're not doing the things that you need to do. I will say to you guys that have multiple offers, maybe you're in the single digits, pick a school before you play. Always my advice, play your senior year as a committed recruit. 2 reasons. It is hard for a school to drop you as a recruit. If you get hurt, it looks bad on that school. And it's hard for a school, if the coach gets fired, for the new coach to come in and say, well, I don't want that kid because he hasn't recruited. So you give yourself some type of insurance by always committing before the season and give yourself an opportunity to be able to kind of hold the cards. You always want to be in charge of your recruiting. And the way you're in charge and control of your recruiting is by you doing the things that you need to do. Don't go into football season, as violent as the game is, and freak accidents happen and things happen, and then you hurt a knee or you do something, coach gets fired, new coach has no allegiance to you at all. He just says to you, well, hey, I know the last you committed and I know you got hurt. Right now, we're going to go another direction. We hope everything works out and we'll revisit. He doesn't owe you anything. But that's the tough part. But that coach stays there, you get hurt, they recruited you. One of the things I appreciate about Jay Norvell, he told my son when he committed, no matter what, you tear a knee, you do whatever, you're still coming to Nevada because you committed to us. You committed to us before the season started. So you're Nevada, you're a Wolfpack guy right out the gate. So just want you guys to know that tidbit. If you're in the single digits. And what I will say also, another tip for you, free tip, take all your trips. Do not let a school control you on your trips. If you take that trip, we probably gonna go another direction. I know those games. I've heard those things. Go commit. Go to all your school, go all your 5 of your trips. One of the things I love from my brother Keith and Gooden, this is the only time in your life you're gonna get 5 trips to go visit 5 of your dream schools. If you have 5 offers, go see every one of the schools. Every school is gonna have something different to offer. They're all gonna say they have the best weight room and they have the best this, but go see it. Go see the city. Your parents get to go. Use those 5 free trips to go do so. Absolutely. Do not get pegged in I'm not gonna go anywhere because I'm just gonna pick this one. No, you got 5 trips to take. Take all 5. Take all 5. Give the coach, and guys, it happens. I'm gonna give you real, I'm gonna be transparent here. You can tell a coach, I'm committed to you guys, and I'm taking all 5 of my trips. I'll tell you right now, I'm not gonna put out a commitment until after I see all 5, but I'm committed to y'all. This is where I want to go, but I want to go on all 5. And they'll tell you in a heartbeat, you don't want to do that, you committed to us, why you got to go see something else? Because I have an opportunity to go do it, and I'm going to do it. But I know I don't want to leave the West Coast, so I'm going to UCLA. But guess what? I got Michigan, and I got, I got Michigan, and I got Michigan State, and I got Florida. I'm going on all 5 of those trips with my parents on those weekends. And I'm going to be going to take care of eating lobster and steak and everything because I've earned this right. And so that's what I'm going to do. But if you can't take my commitment or take me telling you I'm committed to you and I'm going to take those other trips, then, I get it. Then maybe this ain't the place for me. You have to control your recruiting if you have that opportunity. I would tell you, do not take one and go, unless it's the one you just want and you good. Just, you're straight. But I will tell you, be in control of your recruiting. Okay. Graphic design, logo, like I said, social media package, contact California Recruits. We will get with you on your logo. You got a jazzy little name. I know my man got Jet. That's his son. So I would be putting my stuff out right now. Your kids can start wearing their gear on social media, putting it out where people can they can get it in order and build their name, image, and likeness. It's amazing. It is a time that you better capitalize on and not go, oh man, I wish I could. Kudos to my boy Carl Jones. His value's gone up. We've got Carl Jones gear, and it's cool. It's real good, man. And so stay tuned this week. I'm gonna try to get some guys on, and we're gonna talk a little NIL and help you guys with that. So I don't see any questions in the feed today. Maybe people will just email me, text me, let me know. That's our show today. Recruiting 101. I will be having an all clients meeting I want to say I'm going to put that out for tomorrow or Wednesday. Seeing that this week I don't have Bible study. Tomorrow or Thursday actually is going to be all clients meeting. If you know anybody in the 8th or 9th grade going into high school, and then or you yourself need help with your recruiting, California Recruits, carecruits.com. You know somebody in Texas, it's texasrecruits.com, txrecruits.com, or you're in Arizona, it's azrecruits.com. We're here to help you with all of your recruiting needs. I am Dejon Jernigan signing out. God bless you today. See y'all next time.